Welcome guys to another episode of Water Assassin Fishing. If you can wonder what my hand's doing just here, you're on a 360 camera and I'm stopping it from wobbling around. The reason for that is because we've got a bit of a chop today, but I am back in the Holy Grail lands, Vincentia, PSI behind me, and we're chasing squid. Now, last time I was out here, I made the trip up and I think I got like 4 squid in about 8 hours, so it was a bit ordinary. Today, a little bit different. Viz is incredible. Should have brought the spear gun, didn't. Follow along and hopefully we can catch a squid. As normal, guys, I carry 2 rods with me when I'm going for squid. Always have a bright lure on one and a darker lure on the other. I've just got my 2 light outfits here today. The normal one here that you guys probably know a little bit by now. It's a Vanford 1000 paired to this new rod that I got, Team Daiwa Hyper. It's a 1 to 2 kilo outfit. This one over here is the old faithful, the old Sienna 1000, just paired to this cheap primal rod, which is also a 1 to 3 kilo rod. Now I've got a 6 pound leader, 6 pound main line to both of those rods, both of those reels, and today we've got 6 pound mono, not fluorocarbon. We might have to change that though because of the visibility. But anyway, I'm going to trawl around for a little bit and then cast the lures out. Hopefully we can catch something. Squid are a visual predator, so they want to see squid jigs in the water. PSI thinks he's on something. He's usually correct. I'm gonna just bring in this rod just to be safe, and then I gotta keep moving, otherwise I get snagged on the other one because it obviously sinks then, especially because we're going into the wind. So how you going, PSI? Thinks he's on a something.
That's a yes or yeah.
PSI straight on. Now he's got the Saphira, I think it's called. It's a squidgy, well, a squid jig made by Shimano, I believe. And we're going to have to cast around here for a little bit now, I think, as we come up on the very infamous PSI. PSI, would you like me to use this net, or are you happy to clean it yourself?
I can get him, but I'm a very small net.
That's what she said.
He's already spat a fair bit out, so he's pretty empty.
That's why last time I copped a face full of ink.
Yep. As you can see, it all spreading out.
Now look at PSI's shirt. He has the party shirt on, and I must admit that is usually me.
Well, I figured you were coming here, so I thought, you know what, it's going to be a party, we're going to be catching squid, and within, what, the first 5 minutes, we've got one?
Yeah, we were saying that, if we can catch one within the first 20 minutes, we're going to be laughing. And yeah, look at that beautiful specimen right there. You can see its tentacles, full of ink still. You can see the coloration on it. You guys have a look at that. Good fight, mate, well done. My turn to be on. So a little thing I'm going to do today is when I am on, I'm going to bring the other rod in just to stop because of the wind pushing us around, a good likelihood of getting snagged on the other rod. So I'm just going to bring that bad boy in a little bit so I can get to some deeper water anyway. Keep tension on that line at all times. And yeah, you can feel this one actually has a bit of pulse in it. So you can always tell those bigger ones from the small ones. It's like I mentioned this before, catching squid, it's very much like initially like a snag, like you pull the bottom, but then it sort of starts pulsing away as they swim. And what they do is they tend to come up on the surface, so they'll rise up, and then you sort of just trawl them across the top. Some of the bigger ones, they stay down a bit longer. They'll start pulsing away. And I'm sorry about the audio too, guys. I know it's not the greatest, but you have to deal with what you can when you're fishing from a kayak in the wind with a GoPro. And PSI, I'm about to come up on you and equal you. Yeah, mate. Yep, so that's 2. If I can land it. This one's only just got the leg, which is why it felt a little bit heavier than it actually is. And most people actually lose them at the boat. It's when you tend to take them out of the water and they're heavier than they were in the water, especially with 6 pound leader. Just get my lure back. So that was on. So we've got one on PSI's one, which was like a flashing rainbow colour. We've got one on my one, which is a sort of like a goldy coloured one. Oh, that's what we call a snag though. 3. This one's got some weight to it. I'm gonna have to give this one a little bit of drag. Oh, I love it, love it. Out of all the kinds of fishing that you can do, I know it sounds really funny and it's not probably the best viewing for you guys in the wind and everything, but it's probably my favourite, one of my favourite styles of fishing. And it's not just because it's like, you know, an unreal spot that you come to and you go for squid, you know, and amongst these rocks and this really clear water. It's not all that kind of stuff. It's more, I don't know, that anticipation of that squid grabbing it and running away and knowing how tasty they are as well. Such a great target species, and I usually set my rods, if you've probably watched the channel a little bit, you'll see me sort of fish for squid a lot. I usually have a really long bit of line out, and I never really fish close to the kayak for squid unless I'm sort of drifting and just have super clear water where I can see the squid having a go. And this one's definitely got a bit of weight to it. Or it's got sort of like the tentacles and it's dragging the whole thing. It's a good squid. Not massive, but still definitely a keeper, what I call a keeper food. That's a really good squid. Okay. Bad boy in. Let it do its thing with the ink. It's the beauty of having a Hobie for this kind of stuff too. You beauty. Not ideal conditions today in terms of, like, you know, coming out on a beautiful sunny day with no wind, but sometimes the wind actually plays into your favour because it just distorts the surface a little bit. Oh, I've lost it. Have I? Yeah, I've lost it. That's alright. That is alright. You can see how there's tentacles still on that, so that was a smaller squid most likely. And I probably just have to take a little bit of tension off that drag. Can we land this one though? That is a question. Checking drag again, first thing. Make sure that squid has got plenty of room to play with if it does decide to pulse away, which they do. This isn't a big one though. Beauty of having 2 rods out is that I've got that other rod still doing its thing as this one comes in, which is great. Land this one. Yeah, the last one obviously pulled that tentacle, trying to pull through the water too quickly. Yeah, so if we can get this one, but it is today nice and clear here in JB. Good day for a spearfish. Looks a bit green, but in terms of viz, like it's always hard until you put your face in the water, but it looks a good 3-4 meters, so that's not bad. Especially after all the rain that we've had the last sort of 2 weeks. Okay, that is squid number 4. One back out. This guy just here. See, only a little bloke. Still good eating though. Tentacles on them are fantastic, so PSI's on, guys. I'll ride those waves in. Hey mate, you're nearly on those rocks. Right under you. PSI's on, I think this is squid number 5. Yeah, he's gonna have to get away from the rocks. He's trying. Look how close he was to that one, guys. Look at the bommy. He's like 20 centimeters below his kayak. Not a care in the world. And that is a great squid.
Yeah, I know. Big one.
And I've got 2 rods still out. And I'm not going near that.
Sorry, I'm going to hit you.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm putting him back. Sorry, mate.
You're going to have to work quick here, mate.
He's over there, I love you.
Got it.
Alright, my line's off and it's in your. Yeah.
Yahoo! Working in a team to get him off the rocks. Well done, PSI, that's the biggest of the day. There's a belter of a squid. That thing is worthy of a photo. But we just got a bit to deal with here at the moment. Get rid of that. We've got to keep count so we know how many we've got because it's on today. You! That's a belter, mate. Awesome. This is number 6. This one feels nice and heavy. PSI's got after catching that last one and just like how hard it was to try and land it before hitting the rocks and just multiple different things happening. He's got a big knot in his rod, so in his line. So because I've got feet and I'm not going to wash up on the beach, I'm going to go back at his rod. He's just over there. You guys probably can't sell. You might be able to. But this is a good squid in the meantime. So we'll slowly make our way back. And pretty much we know that in the last sort of 20 to 30 minutes since we've been out here, this is the 6th squid that actually that's a really good squid. Probably should be talking about this squid. Forget about the commentary of what's been happening and let's worry about the right now, the present. As these waves start to pick up the chop from what is going to be a slightly windy easterly, it's going to slowly pick up throughout the day. I am trying to land the 6th squid for the day. And this particular specimen hit as I was making a turn to go back to PSI, which tells me that we need to go slower with our trawl because the faster you go, the higher up the lure comes when you're trolling. So as I made that turn, lure would have sunk down, squid jig would have sunk down and would have been closer to the weed. And it seems like every time we go slower at the moment, we're catching more squid. So there's a lesson. Now, I'm going to continue to navigate the treachery of the whitewater. And this thing, I think I had this line probably about 100 meters out actually. I could start to see leader in the 125 meters that I've got of main line on this. So it's a fair way behind me. The squid jig's been going. And really hoping I can land this fish. That's where fishing light comes into it as I watch this white water come over. Just got to make sure I nose into them because I don't want them crashing over the boat. And I love fishing light for anything. The reason for that is I felt that hit. It's like boom, and there it wants to go again. I'm going to give it plenty of drag. It's rare that after you've fought a squid this long that it wants to keep going. So you can see it there, that's a good squid. as the phone rings. That's a good squid. That's a monster. That is the biggest of the day. Sorry about that phone, guys. There's nothing I can do though. That is a great squid. Woo! Yeah! Caught that on this bad boy just here. And let's get this up for a quick pick. Oh! Woo! Yeah, it's a beauty. An update for you guys. It's now been an hour and 54 minutes since we've been out here, and that's about an hour and 10 minutes since the last squid, which shows, even though we've been cycling through squid jigs and trying different things, different techniques, it goes to show that the squid just sometimes turn right off. We're at the dead low tide right now. Going to continue trawling because we have not given this up yet. And then as the tide starts to come in, hopefully this wind dies off, start getting back on these bad boys again. PSI has been in a bit of strife over there. He's got a bit of water coming in, so he's managed to make a baler out of an old Dare Ice coffee bottle, and he's snagged up like a coward now. I'm just chilling. Hopefully we get onto something soon. Okay. Still no squid since that last update I did probably about 15 minutes ago. As you can see, the wind has picked up a lot, and it's nearly impossible for us to stay out now. So what we're doing is we're trawling back behind you guys, and then we're going to catch a drift that'll take us back to where we started. Plan is low tide, nothing happening at the moment really. So there's meant to be a southerly change. Southerly pretty much means the wind's going to be coming from over that direction, so it's pretty much a complete 360 with the wind. The headland will block us, it usually does on a southerly, and that will mean hopefully that we can get back out and catch some squid. I'm not sure what that's going to mean with the video, so just keep tuned. It might be a little bit all over the place, this video, and we'll see where it takes us. The plan with what I'm doing right now, probably the last resort before we head back, is it's a bit of a drift. Now obviously wind's coming this way, so I've deployed the drift chute just here. I've just got to watch some of these waves because of the angle the kayak's going to stay on. It's going to mean the waves are going to break over the top of the kayak, so I've just got to watch things like that. But yeah, it's basically designed to slow me down. So now I'm just able to jig these up and down in the water column. We're not going to move as fast. I think the issue we're finding there before, because of the wind, it was pushing the lures too high up in the water, so we weren't getting them down deep enough. This will just allow them to sort of sink a little bit more. So this one here is just doing its own action up and down because of the kayak, the movement up and down. It's actually creating its own movement, and then this one here is just me jigging up and down. Trying everything at the moment, aren't we, PSI?
That we are, mate. That we are.
And then yeah, we're just going to take the easy way back, and then food time, I think. We'll just come back. We're going to let this sort of calm down a little bit. So we're going to cook a bit of lunch. We've picked the two smallest squid out, and we're going to cook them up here on the rocks. Squid, we've got the tentacles, wings, and we've the main body of it. We're not even going to video ourselves eating this because we're just going to tuck in. Update back on the water, as you can tell. Wind's definitely died off a heap, as you can probably tell from the lack of white water that we're having to go through. PSI does not have a truck full of water like he was doing before. This is incredible. You can probably see the shadow beneath PSI's kayak there. That's how good the viz is. You can actually see the shadow on the bottom of the water as we come up to the only bit of chop that I've seen for the last 20 minutes, and I'm going to go straight over the top of it. The plan is southerly coming through as mentioned. The squid has reinvigorated our desire to continue squid fishing because it was that good. So we're back out again. PSI's still got his party shirt on. I'm a bit sunburnt and there is stuff being chased here everywhere. Anyway, we'll come back to you when we're on the next squid. Change the tactic up big time, guys, just letting it just jig up and down. And there's a squid behind it too. And this is what sometimes can happen, is one comes in and then the next one will come in very close after it. So I'm just going to keep that there on the jig. Keep tension on that squid. Pass that back out. Cool. Oh no, where'd my clip go for my rod? My rod holder. Get this bad boy in. Beautiful. Squid number 7.
Squid number 5.
Nah, number 7 still.
We ate 2.
Doesn't matter. Righto, there you go, guys. How good is that? Where'd my clip go? There it is. Let's get a visual. There he is, just there. Not massive, but still first squid in hours. Water as soon as I can, guys, because I am on again. Oh, and there's another one right behind it, and that's a big one too. PSI can potentially get behind mine. Yep, it's a big one. There we go. Oh, it's got it. I'm on 2 rods. Okay. Nah, it didn't want it. Didn't want it. Now it wanted it. There we go. 2 on. Oh, I'm all tangled up too. Gotta get that tangle out. Gotta get that tangle out. Give it some drag. Oh, I'm still on. I'm still on. Just. Yes. Oh, this is fishing at its best. Come round the corner, they were gone. There was nothing, and we made it happen. 1 in 1 net. Jigging, guys, sometimes you got to just change the technique up. And there we go. 7. That's 8 and 9. That's how we do it. Lines everywhere. 2 squid on. Look at that. You little beauty. Woo-hoo!
What's that, 3 in 30 seconds?
It is about 3 in about 30 seconds PSI. Now I've just got one on. Another one on, guys. This is a good squid. I'm loving this darker coloured lure right now. I've just been jigging it up and down. Except this one, I've just casted it back out to a spot where I just caught a few. PSI is just going to cast his one where mine is without throwing it over the top. So I usually do swim in schools. So, see if there's anything around it still. And the wind's died down. It is a beautiful afternoon here in St George's Basin. Sorry, beautiful afternoon in Jervis Bay. After a very ordinary start to the day in the wind. Look at that beautiful texture on these. Just mimic the bottom. Love squid fishing. Died off and we're on again. Haven't had any luck for about 15 minutes. And then bang. I sort of grabbed that lure pretty hard too, not gonna lie. As soon as the wind dies off. It's interesting. Never had that happen before with squid fishing, but today is when there's wind, there's no squid, but as soon as the wind dies off. Oh no 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 no! Still on.
What you up to, mate?
I did too. This one's got a bit of weight to it actually. Unless it's got it by one of the toes. Very, very interesting. And I've just lost it. God damn!
You got a hole in your net?
It just, yeah, I've got many holes in the net. On here, guys. His line just buckled over. He thought he was on a snag. He's not. He's on a monster. That's a good squid. Trying to get my lines in. The wind's died. Good squid. That one. Did you just wear it?
Yep.
Good.
Hang on.
Boy, that's a monster.
Yeah.
That is a big squid.
Good boy. Good big
PSI. Yes. You're going to fall in doing that. That's a good squid. Bloody good squid. There it is, just there. PSI's behemoth. I reckon that'd be about 20 centimetres, I think. You reckon PSI?
Yeah, mate.
Try and get a photo there.
Easily at least 20.
PSI's 20 centimetre hood.
Good one.
Yeah, baby. That's stripping some line, isn't it? Oh, you're a good squid. I'm gonna give it a little bit more drag just to make sure I don't lose this bad boy to the old slack line. But this is a great squid. Oh yeah. Just this is about 30 seconds to a minute after PSI. I just caught that one that was there before. And again, the wind dried off a little bit, like the chop's still up because of the wind that's been there for a while. But yeah, that's amazing. Just good to know, you know, food for thought. Yeah, that's a big squid. That's the biggest squid I've seen for a long time. Oh yeah, that's gonna feed a family of 18. That's a big squid. That's a big squid. That's probably like my second biggest squid I've ever caught. I'm gonna have to get a photo of this one, mate. And it's just destroyed my jig. Look at that. That's why I don't like skirts on these squid. I'm gonna see you on our next adventure.